All right, thrift store. Thank you.
People love this print, Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yes.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Lori's Boston Found, where thrifted is the new black. My name is Lori. If you are new here, welcome. Today's video is very special because I am filming from my hotel room in Tokyo, Japan. This was the trip of a lifetime. We have all of our bags packed and this is the final thing I'm doing before we head out. I'll have a vlog up on my other channel as well as all of the stationery and pens and content for time with Tata. But today we are talking, of course, about the thrifting experience that I had here in Tokyo. When I set out to start researching about thrifting here, I quickly realized that many of the shops that were mainstream or talked about on YouTube were the ones that were really incredible vintage shops, highly curated, much like the ones that I see when I go to New York City. So they're higher priced, they're beautiful pieces. However, they aren't really items that are good for someone like me because I am a reseller. So I'm looking to find things that are low cost so that I can flip them and make a profit. I made it my mission to find something that was a thrift store, and I think that I stumbled into a fantastic place. So we are going to jump back in time. I'm going to show you first consignment places, vintage shops that we found here in Tokyo. Then we will jump ahead to just yesterday when I found a Salvation Army, and I will talk all about that. While we were out here, I hung out with this incredible woman. Her name is Josephine. She is the wife of Jay's business friend, Tony. So we ventured out to this really fun neighborhood. You're gonna see what we found there, what the shops looked like, and you may even see us visit a dog cafe because they have everything here in Tokyo.
All right, we are in a new neighborhood here. All right, thrift store. Thank you.
Thank you.
This looks good. Let's see. That's cool though. This is very curly. This is gonna be expensive. This is so cool. These like dresses? What is this? They're like just long jackets. It's cool. It's like 75 bucks. And some of them are cool if I was looking for something special. Like you don't see that every day.
It's different, yeah.
It's different,
It's
yeah,
different.
for sure. Yes. What do they have, Joe? Like a Tommy Bahama? Oh, yeah, that's fun. Oh, yeah. I think you do.
You would wear it.
I think he would. I think he'd look great too. Seems like his vibe. This cool Air Jordan is nice. Their stuff. Oh, that's fun. Look at that. Jeez. I'm gonna end up taking this one home. Oh, it's Ralph Lauren, vintage Ralph Lauren. That is gorgeous.
9,000.
Right? Wouldn't that be just like
9,800 yen.
These are my friends at Grizzly. What are your names?
Asko.
Asko.
Shogo.
Hi.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I love your outfit.
Ooh, thank you.
And your hat. LA. Love it. So we got this skirt here, this Ralph Lauren vintage. It's really beautiful. I think it's so cool.
Very cute.
Very cute. Thank you.
Those
Right, that's
like Happy Cafe, so it's just like to go in and play with the puppies.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's what it's like. It's, instead of going to the yes, 10 minutes, 250
Right?
yen with a drink. It's
Right? You can get a nice coffee. Joe and I decided we're going to the dog cafe, right? Yes. We can go play with puppies and get a cold beverage. Can only do that here, so we're gonna go do it. Okay, dog cafe.
You want to enter?
Yeah.
Have a great time.
Thank you. Here we go.
Allergy dogs, 3 dogs have a chicken allergy.
Oh,
This allergy dog is wearing clothes.
oh,
okay.
okay.
カラーが今ダイエットしてるので、
Oh, little chubby dogs.
カラークローズのチキンですね。
Okay, so no that and no that.
Okay, so if they're wearing clothes, no chicken. Are we ready?
And the collar, no chicken.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Hi. What are you doing? Hi. So he's wearing clothes so he can get chicken. Oh, hi. Oh, he can have chicken. You can have. Oh, I feel bad for this one. Oh. What do you see? Oh, baby. Oh, he's sitting so nice. Come here. Oh, so sweet. Okay, this is the greatest thing ever. Look at my friend. Hello. Do you want some chicken? You want some chicken? Do you get chicken too? Oh my gosh, you're the longest little thing. I was really missing Lumpy on this trip, so this was just what I needed. The staff seemed really nice and the puppies actually seemed pretty happy. All right, have you guys met Joe? This is my friend Joe. She's finding all the great places here today. I'm walking by oblivious. She's like, here's another one. Okay, let's see what's going on in here. So the other one was pretty curated and a little pricey, but it was fun. All right, so the music is blasting in this, so I'm going to do a quick voiceover. This was very similar to the last store. What I'm finding is that these stores are absolutely immaculate. The pieces are incredible quality, but the prices are a little high. So that was 9,900 yen. That would have been about $70. That was 6,900 yen. That would have been about $50. So these are not things that I would purchase for resale, but I find it really interesting to see what is popular. So Ralph Lauren seems to be a brand that they value. And then up here, I am just fascinated by this section.
Many of these are reverse weave champion sweatshirts, which the sales associate said was a really sought after item. Ohio State is everywhere, and I'm going to mention later in the video what is so exciting about Ohio State. I had no idea while I was shopping. Again, this store was just gorgeous, and I really had fun poking around. Champion, very popular here.
Yeah, and price.
That's 389 yen.
Yeah, people love this print, Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yes.
Ohio State's popular here.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Probably
All just all the collegiate, yeah. Now that's cool. That's a cool boombox. Let's see what Notre Dame costs. $219. Next time I come to Japan, I'm bringing a full suitcase. That's my plan. I could just all the stuff that I'm trying to purge, I should bring here. I think they do like Ohio State. They have a ton of it.
This shirt long as hell.
Hey, there we go. I found a Penn State. Not as expensive. Penn State was just $60. This is kind of cool.
What is it? Cross? I don't have a lot of jewelry.
Look at that. That is so cool. Is it short sleeve?
No, it's
Oh my gosh. I wonder if Anthony would wear that. That's pretty cool. That one's not bad. I wanted to talk briefly about our trip to this little spot. There is a huge market for secondhand luxury in Japan. It's covered extensively on YouTube. I wanted to take a walk through and show you a couple of the prices here. I did not spend a lot of time in these places. This trip was much more focused on the stationery here and thrifting. But definitely if you're interested in getting secondhand luxury items, Japan is a great spot. So I'm not going to talk about this in the haul, but I just wanted to walk through and show you one of the places. Whenever I travel, I am always hunting for thrift stores. When I go to Florida, I always go to the Goodwill outlet. When I visit my kids in Pennsylvania, New York City, Maine, I'm always trying to find new thrift shops to share with you. So being in Tokyo was no exception. One thing that really works for Jay and I is that he's very adventurous. He loves figuring out the train systems, and I always have destinations that I want to check out. So we're actually a very good combination because Jay figures out how to get us there, and then I find the places that I want to explore. I ended up going to a lot of stationery stores, and that's all going to be featured on my other channel. One of those days when we were looking for one of the stationery stores, we walked by a Salvation Army, but it looked more like their headquarters or a church. There was a big cross on the outside. So we went inside and it felt a little bit like a church rectory, and somebody came outside and I said, "Is there a thrift store here?" And they said, no, not here. They call it a bazaar. She motioned for me to go outside and she handed me this brochure and she said Saturday. And we had stumbled across this spot on a Thursday or a Friday. So I saw that Saturday at 9 a.m. there was a Salvation Army that had a thrift. That's all I knew. I couldn't read anything in the brochure, nothing. When I was back in the hotel, I Googled Salvation Army, bazaar, thrift, Saturdays, just to put some keywords, and of course the address popped up. We were able to get the directions in English thanks to Google Translate, and it was such a fun mission to get there. It was the longest train that we took, but we always find incredible things along the way when we venture out to these places. Now let's jump back and see a totally different thrifting experience at the Salvation Army. So we are venturing out to a Salvation Army. We have to take the train. We're very tired, and I'll show you where we're going. So this is the line. This is the red line. We gotta go on this little split. So we're just waiting, and we're thinking about getting some iced coffee before we go.
One-day black roasted coffee. Let's get some iced coffee.
Good roasted coffee. We can try that. What's this? Milk tea. That looks good too.
Depends how much caffeine you want. I'll get both.
The black coffee says fire. We're probably going to get more when we get there, so. Fun fact, like, people don't really walk around with drinks like Americans, and it's very hard to find a trash receptacle, so anytime we want to throw something out, we have to find a vending machine to recycle a bottle. Okay, so we took a train to this nice little town. Sorry, the lighting's pretty bad, and we're really as far out as we've been so far. So there is a Salvation Army thrift. I have no idea what to expect. It's only once a month once a week on Saturdays. So we're just gonna walk. It was like a 40-minute train from our hotel. Maybe not even. What I do for thrifting. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. Here is a little view of our walk. Very residential and quiet. Lots of bikes. We're just walking along our path here, and there's this gorgeous temple to our left. And it looks like a nice park, Jay, right over here to the right. What's this? This is so nice. This is what's fun about thrifting, is usually we end up finding other adventures.
This is awesome.
Yeah, look at these. I don't know if we're supposed to be here. I mean, it looks public.
It's open.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. It's not
really
even
pretty.
It's awesome.
It's beautiful. This reminds me a little bit of the temple we went to the other day. Oh, it's a cemetery. Jay, this is like the water thing that they had at the other temple.
Royal Tea. This is what it's called.
Let me see. Temple Cemetery. Okay, we made it. That wasn't a bad walk at all. Okay, this is it. How do we get in? Okay. Oh, look at this. That was not a bad walk. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, what I realized while I was walking around was that I couldn't leave a particular section without purchasing it. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted, and I just walked through the store when I was looking at these bags. The woman was nice enough to hold a few things for me, which I ended up putting back. One of the things I put back was that small little bone-colored purse that you just saw, and then there was a backpack. Neither brand I recognized, but when I ran comps, they didn't seem too promising. This Coach bag is absolutely beautiful. I mentioned later in the haul how much I wish I had purchased that, but like I said, I was just kind of walking around. So keep in mind, big, long flight home. That was gorgeous, that bag. I was being very selective. We also were wearing a mask. It was about 94 degrees. Very few people spoke English, so this was quite an adventure, but well worth the trip, and I really love that it was such an authentic experience. That's what really meant the most to me. This was the black bag that I ended up putting back. I wanted to purchase these calico critters individually, but this was priced as one big unit. Calico critters can go for some decent money on eBay. I was really happy when I found this area of the thrift store, which was exclusive to Japanese traditional style clothing. So I had a lot of fun looking through all the beautiful kimonos, and I ended up bringing home a couple.
World's greatest husband right here.
Ah.
So every Saturday 9 to 12. Some of the things were 30% off. You had to buy things in each separate section. This is the neighborhood we're in. That was so much fun. We did great, honey. Jay had to go and get cash because they only took cash. And the interesting thing is you had to check out at each section. Like, they wouldn't let you go out of the women's section.
She's just like shaking me down for cash. Don't let her kid you.
Let's get to the haul now that you've seen the adventure. It was just so much fun to explore and find these new places. I think the next time that I come to Tokyo, if there is a next time, I might go to some of those other neighborhoods, but I am absolutely thrilled that we found that Salvation Army. You needed to check out in the different parts of the store and it was cash only. So very quickly I realized we were going to need some cash. You saw that Jay went to a 7-Eleven and found some cash for us. 7-Elevens are everywhere. They are a saving grace here in Tokyo. They're in the hotels, they're on the streets, they're fantastic. So Jay went, he got a muffin, something to drink, and brought back some cash so that we could buy a few more items. So this is the item that I got at that shop in the first segment of the video. And it is just absolutely stunning. It's very tiny, but it is a polo Ralph Lauren in a size 6. I would say this is more like a modern day 2 or 0. It's very small. It's 100% silk, Ralph Lauren. I believe this is from the early 90s. I only saw one on Etsy and it had sold for $150, which I was happy to see because I didn't see that until I got home. This piece is just absolutely stunning. I ended up paying $70 for this. In some of the shops, you can show your passport and they remove the taxes for you, but they didn't do tax-free at this shop. So I thought it was gonna be, and it's 10%. So I thought it was gonna be about $62. So I'm probably gonna list this high, maybe $199, since I did see a sold comp for $150 and I don't see any available. I only looked quickly, but isn't this stunning? This maxi skirt, Riviera Italia, printed on the bottom, vintage inspired artwork as well, just so beautiful. And it was funny that we found this. They had that one rack that had all designer items. We saw a lot of band tees. We saw a lot of Levi's, which I fully expected. I think the biggest surprise was what they were charging for the college sweatshirts. And I heard after the fact, because I was so shocked, the sales associate said that Ohio State was the most popular college. And being a Penn State mom, like, you don't get excited to see Ohio State anywhere. But I had no idea why. And then it turns out that Ohio means good morning. So I think that is the coolest thing. It made total sense. We were out to dinner later in the evening with Jay's work buddy, and I said, I have no idea why Ohio is so popular. They said, that's because that's how you say good morning. And I said, oh my gosh, that makes sense. I'm not joking. If I could ever get a contact out here in Tokyo, because Jay comes at least once a year, and have some sort of system where I brought them Champion sweatshirts, I think we could have a really fun relationship. I think it would be worth exploring if I could find somebody out here and then just bring Champions out here. I could not believe what they were getting. And he was very confident about it too. My one regret was not buying the Hoboken sweatshirt for Anthony. We had just kind of started thrifting and it was early in the week even. And sometimes I just second guess and I think, oh, maybe I'll see something else, or maybe he's gonna want something more Tokyo inspired. But I showed him a picture of that boxing club and that was an old sweatshirt. It was so cool. And my cost would have been about $47. I should have just bought it and given it to Anthony for Christmas. It would have been so unique. All right, so let's switch gears now and see what we got at the thrift store, the Salvation Army. This was the last thing we bought on our way out because we had a big day ahead of us. This opened at 9 a.m. We have a really hard time sleeping here because they're 13 hours ahead of us in Boston. So I, on average, got about 3 to 4 hours of sleep every night on average, and I just would hit the wall. So anytime we found some place that opened early, we would be excited. This shop opened at 9 a.m., the thrift shop, and it only went till 12. So we wanted to make sure we got there. So after we bought everything, Jay put everything in this duffel bag. I didn't get a ton of stuff, but I was thrilled to see that they had a traditional Japanese clothing section. I've been torn on this trip about what to bring back. I'm in the middle of trying to purge a lot of my inventory, and we have been covering that in my weekly video, Slow Fashion Friday, where I'm actually doing like an anti-haul, going through my stuff and getting rid of inventory, donating stuff, finding stuff I didn't know that I had. I really just wanted to have fun, but I was so happy when that one section did have traditional kimonos. So let me show you what I got. This I just couldn't resist because it was only 200 yen, and I thought it was so cute. It's just this little brown quilted children's kimono. And if I'm calling things the wrong thing, feel free to correct me in the comments, because I know there are different terms for like a summer kimono versus a traditional one. But I thought this was so cute, and I loved the lining. So yen to dollars, the way that I figured out how much things were is I would move the decimal point over 2 sides to the left. So if it was 2,500 yen, 2500, I would move the decimal over twice, and that would be, say, $25. And then I would subtract about 25% because the US dollar is very strong right now. So if something was $200 yen, like this, you move it over, it'd be like $2 plus about 25% off. So this was like $1.50 in US dollars. Some places you'd get the money back in tax, like at a lot of the pen shops I went to, they would do that. I ended up getting these Everlane shoes just because they were in such great condition. So these were 2,000 yen, plus these were 30% off in the store. So 1,400 yen, so that would make it about 14 minus 20%, 25 to 30%. What would that make these? About $10, $9 or $10? If I'm doing the math, I'm really sleep deprived, so I'm probably not doing the math right. But the condition of these is beautiful, and they would just put the... So I think that the prices were a little bit more costly. You saw that Coach bag. I don't know why I didn't grab that. I think that's one of my regrets. That was 3,500 yen. So it would have been, no, 35,000 yen. So that would have been, wait, 3,500. That was 3,500 yen, so it would have only been like 30 bucks. And then I think those were 30% off too. And I saw it right when I went in. And then of course, by the time I circled back to grab it, it was gone. That was a miss. It was a really beautiful black bag. But I did get these Everlane. I haven't even run comps, but I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe 40 to 50 for these. Let me know how you're doing with this style. I know there's a word for this too. You can't hold me to any high standard today because I am totally running on fumes. I wanted to film this, one, to just be here in the moment when I talked about it, and two, I have a 14-hour flight home, so 13 hours on the way home. I thought I could edit so that I could have this up for you when we got home. I went to the men's section, and I was very excited to find Faraday. These were also 30% off, so I grabbed this. I saw one comp for $66 or $65, and then I saw another comp for $44. I was pumped about this. I love the Southwest look. Very nice. So 1,500 yen, less 30%, plus the conversion. You'll get the idea as we go. This is like one of the very rare moments that I will pick up something for the New York Yankees. However, I thought this was a really, really cool shirt. Zip up. And it's kind of vintagey looking. This was only 1,000 yen plus 30% off, so 700. Yeah, so this probably cost me $5. And it's Major League Baseball branded, which I thought was kind of cool. I don't know, I just thought this was a really nice jacket. It's in excellent condition. And I will also say about this culture in general, everything is pristine. They have so much pride in the way things are presented. It was very sweet to see the attention to detail over and over at the hotels, on the side of the street. I saw people scrubbing the concrete to make it clean as people walked by. It's unbelievable. But it was even interesting to see at these thrift stores, I did not see a stain on one single article of clothing, with the exception of the children's clothes. There were no stains that I saw, and everything was priced individually. So I got those two things. I was gonna start with the Japanese stuff, and then I went off on a tangent. I love this sweater, and this was only 300 yen. I cannot even believe this one. It's definitely wool. I'm guessing that that's what that says, 100%. It feels like wool. And It's somehow like Japanese kimono boho chic because it's got these like little crocheted circles on. I think this is probably one of my favorite things that I got. I think it's just so cool. It's in great condition. I love this. I have no idea where I'm going to price it. Let me know in the comments what you would price this at. I'm also going to look and see if I can find any comps on this, but it looks vintage. It's very relevant style now. Sometimes I have a hard time with red, but I think this is so beautiful. I also think it is kind of more of a one size thing. Like, I think if I'm just looking at it like this, it's probably would be tight around my stomach, but because it is just ties here, you can wear it open. So I think this will fit a lot of people, and I love the wide sleeves. I just think it's gorgeous. Yeah, and for 300 yen, I couldn't believe it. So when I checked out of the Japanese traditional clothing section, I think it was 6,800 yen, and then she threw in a couple extras for me. But those two things were really inexpensive. This I thought was very nice, and I bought 2 of these. I feel like the shorter styles are something that people would actually wear, but this is so pretty. Look at the design on this. You see the back? Look at the liner. The lining is so beautiful. I thought this pattern was stunning. So this was 1,000 yen. This was like 10 bucks, not even, like 6 or 7 is what I paid for this. See, now is when I'm thinking, damn it, I should have bought every single one that they had. Now, of course, is when I wish I had grabbed more. I got this little mirror for Angelina. I thought this was so pretty, as well as this little hair clip. Jay's company, as a gift to me when we went to a special dinner, they gave me a little mirror compact, and it was so pretty to have my name put on it. I thought that must be something special here if they were giving it to me as a gift. So when I saw this, I thought, I'm gonna get this for Angelina. And isn't that so pretty? And just the mirror on that side. I also got Angie just this little hair clip, nothing special. It was also between 90 and 95 degrees all week here, and this was the only place in Tokyo that we were required to wear a mask. I was just always in a state of being tired and hot, and I do pretty well in the heat. I don't mind the heat. It was just overwhelming because we'd be walking a lot, and then in here, you know, I'm trying to get the lay of the land. We didn't have cash, so at that moment, Jay was out getting cash. I knew we were gonna be carrying this around with us all day. We ended up going to a neighborhood where we were able to put this duffel bag in a locker, and then we hung out for the rest of the day. But you're always trying to figure, like, where am I going next? Is this gonna be on the train with me? How far do I have to walk with this? So we had all that swirling, because obviously if I could have just like hopped in my car and driven home, I would have filled my car. I also got this necklace for Angie. So when I went to the little jewelry section, I spent $7, 700 yen on these 4 things. And I just thought they were sweet. I asked my kids what they wanted for souvenirs, and nobody wanted anything. My kids are not stuffed people, which is kind of nice. They clearly didn't get that from their mother. At Uniqlo, I know, very common, they're everywhere, but they had a collab with Boston Museum of Fine Arts. So they had these cool shirts for the guys. So we got one for Jay, Rocco, and Anthony. They were 1,500 yen. I got another one like the purple one in this pink color. I was just obsessed with this pattern. Oh, the seams are a little coming undone. I have to be careful on this. It has this here, but this pattern is beautiful as well. I love it. I thought it was gorgeous. Again, this was 1,000 yen. So pretty. This was 4,000 yen. It's extremely heavy. This was another thing I would have grabbed a bunch of. I loved that this was lined with this rust color, which is so pretty. Hey everybody, editing Lori here. I realized that in my playback, I never showed you a full-length view of this gorgeous kimono. So here it is, front and back, and a little sneak peek of my nugget, who I missed so much while I was gone.
I missed you so much. Yes, I did. I'm so happy I'm home. You're so good boy. I'm so happy I'm home, Lumpy.
This fabric is so gorgeous. And the pattern is beautiful. So I'm just very happy that I brought a couple traditional things home. I think I would have been sad had I gotten home and not grabbed these. Let me know what you would charge for this if you have any experience. I have a friend, Susan, if you're watching, hi Susan, who she said she brought home a ton of the summer kimonos to sell. So that was in the back of my mind a little bit when I was shopping. And then the woman just put all of this fabric in the bag and she said, gift for you. And she was so sweet. She just put all of these fabrics. A lot of women were just going in and buying fabric. And I don't know if these are meant to be the belts that wrap around. And that's why she gave them to me. They're all stamped, which is kind of cool. I don't know what any of that is all about. So that's it. That is my Japan haul. The experience at the Salvation Army was so authentic and fun. I checked out at the jewelry section, at the traditional Japanese clothing section, the women's shoes, and the men's section. So I checked out 4 times and then we got the bag and this was 800 yen and worth every yen. All right, so we have to check out very soon and I need to caffeinate and we are actually venturing over to Tokyo Disney because our flight isn't until 6:30 and we have to check out. Thank you so much for watching. If you like reseller content and you'd like to see more of my adventures in thrifting, be sure to hit the subscribe button and I will be back soon with another video. I'm gonna sleep really well on the plane. I hope, fingers crossed. All right guys, love you. I'll be back soon in another video. Bye. I'm gonna give you one view of our balcony here. It's been one of my favorite things. This is our view. It's a Starbucks down there. We're at the Palace Hotel. This is Jay patiently waiting for me to be done with this video.